Okay, now we're back. Now you know how to register your textbook and all of your additional resources. We're about to go into our next segment and how to add a class and then, well, actually create a class and then from there add your students. If you see on the further right hand side, there's the actual link, add a class. Please click on that. Okay, and basically at this point, you're going to give it a class name. You can name it first period. You can give it maybe your last name, just whatever. But as you see here, just for training purposes, we have that. Um, Period 1, and then you're going to select a grade.
Almost.
And of course, since we selected the coordinate algebra, we're going to go with grade 9. Okay. From here, basically, when you look at the number of students, um, best bet is to go ahead and just kind of select the amount that you have in your classroom. I think it allows you to place up to 40, so we're safe there. Just for training purposes, we've put in 4, and from here you can just type in the student's first name, last name, and their ID number. Okay.
One thing, you don't have to put their ID number in if you don't want to. Um, in fact, the star, the first name, is the only one that's required. I think that you probably would want to do last name as well, but it's it is the only one that's required is the first one.
And I'm trying to remember. I don't think we've really in the past actually put the student ID number in. So just keep that in mind. That is optional. Now, what you're going to notice when we click add, it's going to generate actual username and password for the students. Now, this is something to really take in consideration. You will not be able to change the username because it generates a unique username for each student. So this is something that later on you will be able to actually copy, so you don't have to write it down at this moment. But if you would like for students to have their own unique password, we're going to show you how you can go in and actually change that. As you see before, we have Lionel Brown. Of course, don't tell Dr. Brown that he has his own password. We're going to just give it a generic one, password. Is that fine? And you may want to change yours to match your class period, preferably, possibly your last name and that period number. Just something simple that the kids, students can actually remember. Okay? The moment you click save, as you see, the new password has been generated.
Okay.
Okay?
One quick thing I want to talk to you about just very quickly is add students. If you're adding students, here I am. The one login slash password, you probably won't need that this year. However, next year, when you have students that come to you, they probably a an online username. They are allowed to, and you are allowed to grab them and put them back into your system. In other words, using the same username. The usernames are generated to be hold on, done. The usernames are generated to be unique, and so apparently there are 2,790 or were 2,790 L Browns already in the whole system. So that's why Lionel got 2,791. If he wanted to use that one again, when you add students, you can click same password, I think, and then it will you would find them in the list. Um, and so that's an option. Of course, you could just enter them in again and tell the students these are your new usernames and passwords, and that's fine too.
Now, what you most likely would like to see right now is how would you actually view your class roster. So if you go to the right side, you're going to see view after you've changed your password to what you would like for it to be. View your class roster, of course, pull down. And now from here you can actually print your version of it. And as we know, we have snipping tool. You can copy it and place it in a Word document for yourself and have all of your students or your grades and periods at the same time.
There you go.
Now, when we look overall, I think you all are pretty familiar with the remaining part. Of course, delete a class as if you want to delete an entire class. But remember, if you have already saved that class name, then that username has already been taken. So it will generate a whole entire new one if you decided to delete a class. Something else to please take in consideration, if you are using the Internet Explorer browser, you may need to download Firefox or Google Chrome in order to see the icons that are on the right. Just keep that in consideration.
Sometimes there's some compatibility issues. Holt tells us that Google Chrome works the best. You can see I'm using Firefox, works wonderful. To be honest, I haven't had a lot of problems with Explorer, but we've heard that some do. So that's their advice. Okay, the next thing we're going to go to, and we're going to stop this video and start a new one. The next thing we're going to go to is how do you upload an exam view test, like one that you already have. How would you upload it to Holt McDougall so that you can give it to the students in your class online?